Welcome everyone. My name is Jennifer Dillow, and today I'm talking about the journey through the digestive system. So I will be sharing my screen here because I put together a few slides on this journey. First, I would like to thank you so much. This is a recording, so I would like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me and to continue in your learning process. And if you have any questions, I have lots of resources. I am not a doctor, but I have been studying the digestive system for about 15 years since my end decided not to work properly. And then it was my mission to get myself back in order. So pause for 1 second here. I'm going to share my screen. So like I said, my name is Jennifer Dillow. I have a master's in educational development and strategy, and I've been on a wellness journey for about 15 years now. I'm going to show you the next slide, which is a picture of myself in 2005, where I started my journey. For me, my personal story was I gained 20 pounds in 1 year. I suffered from chronic fatigue, bloating, overall just feeling like I was in somebody else's body. And I had been to many different doctors and specialists, and nobody could seem to pinpoint what was going on with me. And it was very frustrating. For me, it became a cycle of being sad and depressed because my body wasn't working properly and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, which in turn led to more weight gain. And for myself, I had been active my entire life. I was a competitive gymnast and I danced throughout college, and I knew there had to be a better way, but I wasn't exactly sure on what that better way was. So for me, my story started across the ocean. I decided to go to grad school at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, which was wonderful. They have a very holistic approach to health and wellness, and a lot of their doctors, a lot of their Western doctors incorporate Eastern medicine and essential oils and stuff into their own practices. So for me, I found out that I was allergic to gluten, so everything that I was eating that was whole wheat and all this stuff that I thought was healthy was actually causing inflammation in my body. And secondly, my thyroid wasn't working properly, which had set my metabolism into a complete halt. So those were my two personal issues. That's a picture of me when I was in somebody else's body. And my journey truly started there when I learned the healing powers of food and essential oils, and how it affects your body and what you're putting on and in your body. So again, I thank you for taking the time to be here. My intention today is to give you a brief overview of our digestive system. And here's a beautiful picture of our digestive tract. I put this quote at the top: all diseases begin in the gut. And that's from Hippocrates long time ago. So while our gut seems like a simple, you eat something, it goes into your mouth, and the process is much more complex than that. So digestion is the key to health. When digestion isn't right, nothing is working right. And anyone that has had issues with their digestive tract know that it does affect every part of your life. So our digestive tract is absolutely fabulous. It's very complex, and it's about 300 square meters, which is about the size of a tennis court. So you can imagine we're stuffing all of that surface area into our abdominal cavity, that there is a lot going on. We have, interestingly enough, we have more nerve endings in our gut than in our spine. And if you would cut the vagus nerve that connects the brain to the gut, it can actually survive on its own. It has your gut system is your second brain. It connects the brain to the digestive tract, and it can run independently on its own fuel of amino acids. There are also more neurotransmitters that are produced in the gut than in the brain. For me, I found this absolutely mind-blowing. Neurotransmitters, as soon as you think of, any neurotransmitter, you think of the brain. And for me, learning that there are more neurotransmitters produced in the gut than the brain, that is mind-blowing. And so when somebody does say to you, I have butterflies in my stomach, or every time I get nervous, I have to run to the bathroom, or those kind of things, those are real. Those are really happening. And it's because of these neurotransmitters that are produced in the brain. Now, 90% of the serotonin, the happy neurotransmitter that's produced in the gut, is going to be used for motility, which means moving everything through the system. So as we move it through the system, we want our body to not only absorb the nutrients, but then we want our cells to assimilate and be able to actually use those nutrients for fuel in our body. The other interesting fact is that our digestive system is also connected to our cardiovascular system. If you've ever heard of somebody that has a mouth infection or a stomach infection, that can actually increase their risk of having some sort of heart disease. So it's very important, and it's all connected together. The next slide is some fun facts. So fun facts about our digestive tract: we eat about 500 kilograms of food per year, and 1.7 liters of saliva is produced each day. Our digestion actually starts in our mouth. We have enzymes in there that start to break down the food in our mouth, and our eyes play a role, and our nose, as that connects it before we even put the food in our mouth. The esophagus is about 25 centimeters long, and muscles contract in waves to move the food down the esophagus. This means that food would get into a person's stomach even if they were standing on their head, because you have this movement, this constant movement in your body. An adult stomach can hold about 1.5 liters of material, and every day 11.5 liters of digested food, liquids, and digestive juices flow through the digestive system, but only about 100 milliliters is lost in feces, which means our body is utilizing all of that to run all of the functions. And then in our mouth, the food is either cooled or warmed to a more suitable temperature so that our body can begin to break it down. Those are some short, interesting facts about our digestive tract. Moving on. So this slide is a little bit more scientific, and the top statement has been something that I've been looking into since I was having my own digestive issues. So 2/3 of our immune system is found in our gut. 2/3 of our immune system is found in our gut. That's mind-blowing. So this is a picture. We're zooming in on our digestive tract and looking on a cellular level. And in a nutshell, on the left side, you can see we have a rich, balanced bacteria community. Normal immune system is functioning. Certain things are coming in and going out. And then on the right side, you see poor, unbalanced bacterial communities. So we have particles that are going in and out that are not supposed to be in either the blood or outside of the digestive tract. And that's where we start to get some of the autoimmune stuff, the allergies and different disorders that are occurring. So this is important in our overall health. Looking at our bacteria that are ruling our digestive tract, this can make or break many of the diseases or the troubles that we're having in our digestive tract. So what happens when the gut is out of balance? And this picture was taken from Dr. X. And I want you to think of the lining of your digestive tract as a big net. And in this net, there's some really small holes. And those holes allow only certain things in and out. But the net is there because it's trying to keep big particles out. So what can cause this gut to be out, or our gut to be out of balance? My gut was completely out of balance from that picture that I showed you from Scotland. Poor food choices is definitely there. We know that. Sugars, GMOs, conventional dairy, unsprouted grains. If they leak into or outside of the digestive tract, can cause massive inflammation and chronically can cause some other issues. Some of the medications like antibiotics, steroids, pain meds, those are also bigger molecules. Alcohol, high stress, emotional stress can wreak havoc on our digestive system. And anyone that gets an upset stomach, you know, when they are stressed can tell you that is a real thing. And then toxic overload. So pesticides, mercury fillings, tap water, different medications that we are taking, those are also bigger molecules. And if they get out of our digestive tract, can wreak havoc on our body's overall health. And the last one is a bacterial imbalance. And the fancy term for this is dysbiosis. And all that means is that it's an imbalance between our beneficial and harmful species of the gut bacteria. So you can see there, when these molecules are chronically entered into the body, they actually cause little perforations in the lining of our net. So our little holes, after being poked at for a while, end up creating a bigger hole, which allows these molecules through. And that can cause different food intolerances, different immune system responses, and lead to autoimmunity. So that's how it all stems or starts. It's not something that boom happens overnight. This is something that is occurring over a long period of time. And a lot of times people don't even know, because some of the symptoms may not be your normal digestive tract symptoms. You know, it could be other things like thyroid conditions for myself, as an example, or fatigue, or joint discomfort, or headaches, or skin issues. So it may not be just straight digestive issues that are giving you the symptoms. So let's talk about how we can support our gut health, because If this is occurring, we want to help our body. You know, that term leaky gut just means an increase in intestinal permeability, and that just means our net has bigger holes than it should and is letting the bigger food particles out into our system. So all of this is occurring in our small intestine, and it's the repetitive damage that leads to that leaking. So for me, it was gluten. It could be bad bacteria. It could be food particles, different caseins. It could be a lot of different things. And a lot of times this is going to cause an overall inflammation, which I was occurring and which was my, what was happening to my body is it was an overall systemic inflammation. So my first signs were the food allergies, but at that time I didn't even know what a food allergy was. And then that can lead to immune system issues and chronically can lead to autoimmunity. So let's talk about all the good things we can do for our body, because the cool thing about our body is that it can and has the ability to heal itself. So for us, that's why we love essential oils, because we are helping our body do its job, and just supporting the body with what it needs to engage in the miracles that it does every day. So nourishing the gut with healing food is the first thing that I did. I removed any damaging foods, and I increased the veggies, the fruits, the sprouted grains, because first you have to figure out what's causing the inflammation in your body. The second tip that I have is stress reduction. Stress reduction, anyone that was at convention, Dr. Russell Foster discussed the importance of good quality sleep and its correlation to disease and decrease in immunity. So finding whatever you enjoy, scheduling in some fun if you have to schedule it in there, getting more quality sleep, exercise, maybe yoga, surrounding yourself with positive people, which you're all doing here in this wonderful EO movement group. And this actually helps to reset the immune system. So making time for stress reduction truly resets our immune system and allows it to be able to heal itself or engage the body's own healing properties. The third tip is to reduce toxins and exposures to chemicals. We're exposed to about 80,000 chemicals each year. That is a lot of chemicals, right? So how can we get rid of some of these toxins? We can diffuse our essential oils. We can start looking at ingredients. You can make your own products and add some plants to your home. Very interestingly, 2.5 times more pollutants are found inside of our home. So that could be carpets, adhesives, paints, plastics, cleaning supplies. They're off-gassing, what it's called off-gassing. And those of us that live, I live in Pennsylvania, so those of us that spend a lot of time in the winters inside, this is something that we definitely want to look at and reduce those toxins and exposures to the chemicals. And then the last tip there is to rebalance the gut bacteria. So we want to rebalance the gut with some quality probiotics. L-glutamine is an amino acid that's very helpful for the digestive tract, and digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are wonderful. The amino acid there, some of you may not have seen that term before. Basically, that's the most abundant free amino acid in our body, and it's the fuel for our small intestine. So all that peristalsis, all that moving, all that absorbing and assimilating, that is the fuel for our small intestine. And it also acts to repair different mechanisms in our digestive tract and to increase our muscle strength. So that's a wonderful amino acid. And digestive enzymes help support not only your digestive tract, but it also supports the organs in our digestive tract, such as the pancreas. The pancreas is constantly creating enzymes. So the digestive enzymes help give our pancreas a little rest. And then the probiotics are adding that good bacteria that are in turn helping our gut health and helping give us the best soldiers to fight against all of those toxic things. So I'm going to stop this here for 1 second. So these are super important for our body. And lastly, I'm going to go through some of the doTERRA products that have helped myself. There are lots of products out there, and I love that doTERRA is not only an essential oil company, but it looks at the body as a whole, and it's a complete wellness company. So in effort to keep this a short webinar, I'm going over some of my very favorite products that have helped me the most. But please know that there are lots of other products that we have out there. So I'm going to share my screen again. There we go. So some of the digestive support products that have helped me tremendously that doTERRA has to offer are the Terrazyme Digestive Enzyme Complex. This is a blend of whole food enzymes and supporting cofactors that help strengthen the body's production of enzymes, which is so important in the process of digestion and cellular metabolism. Enzymes are very important, and because of many factors, our depleted soil that we have currently, and the enzymes need to be in the raw form, which are in any raw veggies or fruits. But if you're eating a lot of cooked things, which a lot of we all do, not all, but I definitely do, I need to enhance my body by adding enzymes. And they have been really game-changing for me, especially when I want to eat out with the gluten allergy, just in case something is not assimilating in me. These enzymes have been a game changer for me. The second product that is one of my favorites is the Digest Zen. This is our tummy tamer blend, and it's due to the ability to aid in digestion, which for me, that was my biggest problem. It helps soothe the occasional stomach upset and maintain an overall digestive health. And it contains some ginger, fennel, coriander that help ease the occasional stomach discomfort or motion sickness or indigestion. And then peppermint, tarragon, anise, caraway, which also add and aid in digestion, and they help maintain that healthy gastrointestinal system. Some of the other things that I was talking about was a probiotic, a good probiotic. And the reason I love the PB Assist, and when I first got it, and it kind of looks like half of a green monster and a little bit of clear stuff, I actually called customer service and I was like, is this supposed to be half and half? Like, what's going on? Did I get a bad batch? What is it? So they explained to me that this is a proprietary formula of prebiotic fiber and 6 strains of probiotic microorganisms in a unique double-layer vegetable capsule. So it's delivering 6 billion CFUs of active probiotic cultures and soluble prebiotic cultures that encourage the culture growth, the culture adhesion, and the growth. The cool thing about these capsules is they're time released and they're double capsules, so they're delivering. So the delivery system protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid, because what happens, we have hydrochloric acid in our stomach. So a lot of times some of the foods that are very good probiotic wise, when it hits our stomach, the hydrochloric acid kills, not all of them, but a lot of them, so you're not getting the full dose. So this is awesome because it's a double capsule, it's time release, and it's getting those good soldiers to the areas that it needs. And the next product is the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Alpha, CRS, the Omegas, and the Microplex. They're formulated to provide you with targeted optimal levels of essential nutrients and powerful metabolic factors for optimal health, energy, and longevity. And I've had so many people come back to me and are so grateful that they started this Lifelong Vitality Pack, because what we're finding is sometimes it's a missing vitamin or mineral, or we don't have enough of something that is causing this misbalance in our body. So by adding the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you're adding all of those good nutrients, and there's lots of more detailed information on the Lifelong Vitality Pack in your back office if you want to check it out. And then lastly, the lemon essential oil. Simple. Putting the lemon essential oil in your water when taken internally. I try to start every morning with some room temperature lemon water. It provides cleansing and digestive benefits and helps support the healthy respiratory function, but also healthy digestive function. So lemon really just kickstarts your digestive tract. It aids in some of the digestive organs, and is simple. Just add it to your water. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to finish up here. I know sorry, I lost you on the screen there. I'm going to finish up here, but I want to add one more thing. So I'm going to go back. So I want to go back here to supporting our gut health before we finish up. For me, finding what works best for you is the biggest challenge. So just please remember that the small things, the small changes that you are consistently doing are going to create major impacts in your life. So maybe it's taking gluten out of your diet for a week just to see how it feels. Listening to your body and listening to those signals that your body's giving you and telling you if something is off. Making time for scheduling in that stress reduction and restarting your immune system. Taking a look at what you're putting on and in your body, reducing toxins and exposure to chemicals, and then rebalancing that gut, because you are a beautiful gift to this world. And if you are in your best health and you are feeling your optimal health, you will be able to help so many others in their journey. So at that, I just want to, again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here, for taking a look at our gut health together. I know this was a super crammed webinar, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of information. Know that when I teach my anatomy classes, this system is an entire chapter, so we could go on for much more detailed lecture, but that's not what we're here for. So please, if you have any questions, the last part of the slide, I have some of the resources that I used. There's lots of good information out there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or anyone at the EO movement, and I'm definitely here to help. So thank you. Have a great Monday, or whenever you're watching this, have a great day, and I will see you in our next webinar. So thank you again. Take care.